So I didn't want to name it my project, but oh well, it's already named. Okay, so T-Rex run. So today's project will be about creating like a little dinosaur. Let me just show you how the T-Rex run game looks like. So we're creating a little dinosaur like this. Okay, not sure where we'll get the image from, but later we just just take the image of a dinosaur and then okay. So the idea of T-Rex run is to have this little dinosaur here. Okay, I'm not sure why it's so and avoid obstacles. And these obstacles seem kind of randomly spaced out, so we're going to try to recreate this. Okay, so let's see whether my Unity has loaded. Okay, so let's try to do this T-Rex run within a stream, within an hour. It works. Yeah, I never done this game before, but it looks easy enough to be able to do in one session. So let's see whether I can get it. The game is not for aesthetics, so any game is just to create. Okay, so first up, my project my project loaded. My project one is loaded. The application not responding, so it means it's loading. Okay, okay, very good. So this is my project one. So we can see here, this is the camera. First up, we're gonna have to have a background. So let's just grab a random background, I guess. Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna let the dinosaur run many times, so we gotta have the background that. I mean, I could even make the background move slowly and then like restart from the beginning again. But I'm not. I'm gonna skip that for now. I'm just gonna take a. You know what this blue background would do? Yeah. So we are going for a minimalist style. Okay. So we just gonna. The aim is just to create. Okay. So let's create our usual folders. Okay. Scripts. Okay. We have the folder images. Okay, we have the folder for music or sounds, or we can just create sounds. So over here, this will be part of the image folder. We just drag and drop this thing down here. Just drag and drop over here. So yeah, so this is what we have right now. Drag and drop right now into the scene itself. Okay, so right now okay, in the game we aim for 960 by 600. Okay, so here right now okay, it's either the blue background is too big or my camera is too wide. So if you look at the camera right now, okay, where's my camera? If you look at the camera is orthographic. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's just go back to orthographic camera. So yeah, maybe I'm just gonna increase the background a bit. You know, 333, 344. The background is like slightly dark. So let's see whether we can make the background lighter. Okay, I don't think this is the way to make the background lighter, but okay, let's just stick to this as the background. Okay, so we have this as the background. Go to the game, you'll see a totally blue screen like that. Okay, so next up, in our sample scene, we'll create a game object, uh, 2D object, a sprite. Okay, so a sprite, this one will be called the ground. Okay, so the ground will be, oh, probably could give it like maybe like this kind. This is the sprite. The order layer, we can put it like 1 so that it appears above the background itself. So over here, we can make the X scale like 100. So this will appear like the ground already. So if we shift this, okay, we can actually do a reset position. We'll reset to the center. And actually, that's great. If you look at the game, this is our ground already. I guess we could make the ground slightly lower because Yeah, something like that. I mean, if you look at the T-Rex run game, the ground is at the bottom. Yeah, we don't need this to be too high. So this is good already. Okay, next up, I'll create a UI text maybe. Okay, so in this text here, okay, we're gonna anchor this text to the top right. Okay, the font, okay, I'm still thinking whether I want to go to dark font or I can just use Arial for now. Make this white color, and then we can just put score 000, and this one left align. I think it's fine. Yeah, so we could have like score and high score at the top. So high 000, and then the score will be best fit. Yeah, so I guess everything can be aligned to the right. Give a little space for the X, Y's. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I think we need to make it like slightly lower also. Yeah, minus 30. You know what? We could actually afford to make it like slightly bigger also. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, next up on our ground here, we're gonna add a component, rigid body 2D. Always add the rigid body 2D first. This one will be a static one because the ground doesn't need to move. Okay, so this will be static, and you add a collider. So you can just add a box collider 2D, and if you look here, the collider by default would be encompassing the whole thing. So that's already good enough for the collider. Okay, next up, we're gonna need to drag a dinosaur. So just grab or uh, we're gonna use a pixel art dinosaur maybe, or maybe let's just get three dino sprites. I like this already. Yeah, let's just get this one cute dinosaur. Very nice. So opengameart.org, awesome place to get all your stuff. So this is the free dino sprite. Okay, so let me just copy and paste this here. So maybe over here we just call it sprites. Maybe like sprite sheet. Okay, it's technically not a sprite sheet because it's all like sliced up already. But you get the idea. These are all the different things that could be our little dinosaur. Yeah. Let me just check whether my Twitch is running. Yep, it's running. Okay, so this is the dinosaur right now. Okay, so we're gonna let the dinosaur walk. So maybe like all this stuff over here. This can be a create an animation. Yeah, so we can look. I wonder if I can just create this animation into an animator. So we're gonna need a game object to the sprite. Okay, so in this new sprite request called dino, let's just drag this thing here. Okay, so the avatar would be, maybe we just use one of this walking image as the avatar. Okay, sorry, not avatar, sprite. Yeah, we need an image for the sprite. Let's just take the dino walk, this one. Okay, we probably put it here. the scale is a little too large. So maybe what we can do is we can scale down this. 0.5 maybe, 0.5. Yeah, we add a component. We add a rigid body, 2D, and then over here we can have it to be dynamic. Yeah, I want it to be affected by gravity because we want it to jump. Then we add a box collider to it, and this box collider can be a little smaller. We don't need it to be so big. Like that, yeah, like that would be great. Okay, so let's see how this turns out. We run this, we should see the animation being played already. Okay, so apparently the animation is not being played. Why? Okay, so over here, controller is dyno. Okay, let's open the animator and take a look. So in the walk animation, okay, let's see. So this is where Unity gets a little like difficult because of the amount of stuff here. Okay, so over here we have this thing called the walk state. Okay, let's just see. So upon entry, it goes to the walk state. Okay, so in this walk state, what's my animation like? Apparently in this walk, there's no animation actually. Okay, I'm not too sure why there isn't, but you know, yeah. Or maybe I have to. This is a bit later, but we have to select one by one. I'm going to expand this out one by one and select. It would be better if they gave me a spreadsheet, I guess. So we need to select this one because this is the image that's generated. So we need to select one by one like that. Yeah, so we can select all this and create animation. Yeah, now the animation is created. Just now the first one wasn't created. So where was it? Yeah, so this one we delete this because there's no animation here. We delete this and then we see this one here. This one we call it walk. Okay, and then in our animator, we can drag the walk inside here. And we can actually delete this one here. And then yeah, this one will go directly to walk. Okay, so great. We have our animation. Let's just run and see how the animation goes. Oh, great. So now the only thing that needs to do is just put this loop time here, and this should give us the walking animation already. Very nice. And how is this looking in the scene? Okay, so our dyno, our collider. Let's see the collider. Does it change over time? Nope, it stays the same. Okay, so we are done for the animation. It's a very, very simple animation here. Okay, so actually we do want to have another animation called jump. Okay, so let's go and take the sprites for jump. Okay, it's because they didn't give me a sprite sheet, so I have to do this one by one. If it's a sprite sheet, it will be much cleaner. I can assure you that. But yeah, let's take the entire jump option. Yeah, but actually this jump is not exactly the jump we are looking for. Because the dino should jump vertically like that. It shouldn't jump forward. Mm, maybe what we'll do for the jump is that we'll just have a state called idle, and then we just just not do any animation. You can just take the jump first one and just uh, maybe we can just take this jump, this one, maybe like something like this one. This white leg one we don't want. This one. Yeah, I guess this would make a good jump animation. So create animation. Okay, so we call this jump. Okay, so over here, jump. So when do we transit from walk to jump? Okay, so we need to do this in our animation here. So in order to transit from walk to jump, okay, we just make a transition to jump. Okay, and then this transition here, we can specify what is the transition conditions. Okay, so we can have a condition where we have parameter does not exist in controller. Okay, so in our controller here, we probably need to add in. Okay, so let's open our animator. Let's open our animator dino. Okay, so it's here already. So it means that I need to create a variable in order to transit from the walking to the jumping. Okay, so here we can have a tab, okay, parameters. So we can have a bool called jump. Okay, so basically this one we could make the trigger to be jump to be true. Then we transit to jump. Okay, then the moment jump is not true, then we transit back to walk. So in this transition here, we can make it to be jump is false. Okay, so we do have an animator that get triggered by the jump. So let's play the scene. Close this. Okay, so I have this thing jump. Okay, I forgot to make this jump a loop. So that's why this jump here we want to. Okay, now I want my tab for inspector. We want this to loop. So let's see. Jump. Okay, now I feel like maybe the jump has too few frames. Maybe we could just take the entire series, right? I mean, why not? Yeah. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we call this jump two. Delete away this jump. So we call this jump two. Okay, in our animator here, let's delete this. and then we will have to add our transition again to jump, and then here we make the transition back again. So in this transition, okay, so maybe we put this separately here. In this transition, we will transit when the I want this to transit when my jump is done. So let's see. There we go. Okay, so this one will be jump is false. This one will be jump is true. Okay, so let's see how the animation goes. So this is the dino right now. Okay, this is the dino right now. And now when I jump with my animator, let's see, jump. Okay, so I want it to be an instant jump. Okay, so one thing is this does not have a loop time, so let's make it loop. Okay, I want it to jump instantly. So let's see how I can do this. Okay, so in our animator, they jump. Yeah, that's great. That looks quite cool actually. Okay, now we don't jump. They're back to walk. So I want it the moment when it stops jumping, it goes back to walk immediately without transition. Okay, so actually both cases, when we jump, we want the animation to happen straight away. So over here, we can just remove the has exit time for both of them so that it will instantly jump. So let's see whether it works. So my dino should jump instantly now. Jump. Okay. Now the only thing that is missing is the so when I jump, I don't exactly jump because like I didn't code for the sprite to go up and down. So there are two ways I can do this. One is to use the force of the rigid body to add the force to the jump, which is probably the way I'm gonna do. The other way is you can actually in your animation you can make the sprite move up. Yeah. So when the sprite move up, then you can like simulate a jump like that. But the bad thing about this is that you also probably need to shift your rigid body up along with it and the collider along with it. Okay, so I prefer the other method, which is to add a force to the rigid body. So, right, we are now needing to do a sample code. Okay, so let's go to our script. We just call it game manager, which is the main script that we need to code. So in our game manager here, okay, so in the game manager, firstly we do the public variables at the top, public variables, and then we have a private variables. Always do this when we do a project. Okay, over here we have a public game object, dino. Okay, and then we have another public text. So okay, we want to do text, we need to use Unity Engine dot UI, and then since we're gonna do the reloading again, so we might as well do scene manager straight away. Yeah, so public text. Okay, this text will be called score text. Okay, so private variables, maybe we have a score which will initialize as 0 at the beginning, and maybe high score. So the high score equals to player prefs dot get score high score. So if there's no high score, it'll be 0. Okay, so update, and then yeah, so maybe what we need to do now is we just need to take in, okay, if input dot get key down, key code dot space, if we take in a space bar, okay, we want it to jump. Okay, so okay, so yeah, so over here we have a rigid body, so dino dot get component rigid body 2D. But actually, since I'm gonna use this quite often, I might as well just put this in private variables. body 2D, my rigid body, my rigid, yeah. And we have also the animator. So over here will be my rigid equals to dy- dino.get component. So we want to get the component from this game object. So we want to get the component of the rigid body 2D, and then we have the animator dino.get component animator. So we get the animator component in the dinosaur, which is okay. Let me just delete away this, close the animator. We don't need the animator anymore. So we have a rigid body component here, and we also have an animator component here. Okay, so that's what we are doing right now. And when we get key code down, we want to add force to rigid body 2D. So we have to use a rigid body dot add force. How much force? I'm not too sure yet. Okay, but yeah, so we could do something like that. My rigid dot add force. How much force is this? Transform dot up times thrust. Let's just add 100. I mean, I'm not too sure how you'll do. And then we want to, okay, set parameter in animator. Okay, I want to change the component in my animator to trigger my jump to be true. So yeah, we could do something like that. Animator dot set true, set trigger. Yeah, so we animator dot set bool jump to be true. Yeah, let's just trigger the animator like that. Set bool fire. So this fire is true or not? Yeah. So yeah. So if it's true, it will jump. Okay, and basically we should actually do this thing in I enumerator actually. So we could start coroutine because the jump will take a while. So jump. Yeah, so perhaps we could do this in an I enumerator here, which will create another thread from the game that will be non-concurrent with the game itself. So the I enumerator can be like that. Okay, and over here then we do this. Oh no, X, Control V. So I add force to my rigid body. I think this is wrong, but I mean, I'm feeling we have to add a vector tree here rather than just this because this transform dot up. Yeah, so maybe we could just have a vector 3 dot up times 100. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Yeah, and then over here this will be at set start the jump animation. Okay, the reason why I do in a I enumerator is because I want to do this u new return, wait for seconds. Maybe the jump can be like 2 seconds. Then after the jump, back to walking animation. So my anim dot set bool jump to be force. Yeah. So after that we go back again. So let's see. Yeah, there's another thing we could do here. I mean, might as well do it. Okay, so once we start, our score is 0, and then in our update, what we do is we just have this score plus equals to 1. Yeah. I mean, it depends on how often this update is done. The score will be added 1 each time we update this. Okay, and then we will update the score. So in this update score method, actually it can be a private method. Update score because only the game manager will do this. So in this update score method, we are going to set the text of score text to be like score plus equals to score dot to string. Okay, not plus equals to plus score dot to string. Okay, plus a new line plus, yeah, I realized it's actually high score first. So high score plus this, okay, plus, okay, high score plus high score dot to string plus, okay, score plus score dot to string. Yeah, that would like update our high score. So actually this method should be actually called here also. At the start we will update our score here by doing this. Okay, so all's good, I guess. Let's see whether there's any errors. 52 expected a semicolon. Okay, so we miss out a semicolon somewhere. Somewhere didn't have a semicolon. Okay, let's see. Type required. 5219 type required. You return new wait for seconds. Isn't this the type already? Okay, let's say if I didn't put this here, wait, maybe my wait for seconds method is wrong. So unity wait for seconds. Let's see how they do this. Maybe I did it wrongly. So in a wait for second is you return new wait for seconds file. Sounds sounds correct actually. I mean looks correct, isn't it? You return new. Oh. How silly of me is you return new wait for seconds. Not you new return wait for seconds. Over here the namespace scene manager does not exist. Did I call it scene manager? Oh, scene management. Okay, rigid body 2D could not be found. Oh, it's not called rigid body 2D? I thought it is. Oh, it's rigid body without the capital B. So it's like that. Yeah, it's very important to get your capitals done correctly. Okay, so let's see whether anything else. Player prefs does not contain a definition called get score. Oh, sorry, this should be a get int. Okay, so probably I mean, in case you want to do more levels, it's always good to have a folder for prefabs. But in this case, I guess it's not really needed, okay, because we are only going to do one level. So, but anyway, we can just drag the dino. We can drag the, there'll be a new game object called game manager. We could just drag this in. This game manager, it could be a prefab also. Let's just drag into the prefabs. Okay, we'll add the component game manager script inside here. So we need two things. One is the dino, and one is the score text, which comes from here. We can call this score text. Okay, so score text, let's just drag it in here. So that's what we have for the dino. So you can see that when I press space, you can see that it has updated. Okay, it just looks to me that maybe the force is not sufficient. It doesn't really jump much. Let's add 1,000 force to it. Whoa, look at that. It went to the moon already. Yeah. Okay, maybe we need somewhere in between 300, maybe a force 300. Okay, so one thing is I think my animation for the dino. Okay, where's my animation? I think it's in spreadsheet. I think the jump animation, I don't want it to loop. Yeah, just let it do once because it looks kind of ugly if you look. Which also means that if I don't want to loop, my u return new wait for seconds must be a little less. If not, there'll be this awkward pause, maybe 1.5 seconds. Yeah, yeah, still looks a bit weird. It means that maybe I need to shorten it even more to like 1 second, or I could drag my sprite sheet to play at a slower frame per second. That's another alternative that could be done. Okay, I think this is fine. Looks decent enough to the eye. I do want it to jump a bit higher though, so maybe 500. It can jump higher, but maybe the gravity can act on it faster also, so that it goes down faster. Okay, so now the gravity itself is not acting on it. So maybe we have a gravity. So this is a bit of fine tuning. We want the dyno to jump up and down quick. Still a little jittery though. I mean, I feel that there's a little jittery in the transition, but I think it looks okay. Looks fine actually. I mean, maybe if I do the U return wait, mm, maybe the gravity could be 3, then it will drop faster, and then it means that the animation doesn't like. Does it? The animation didn't have time to complete. If it's 3, that means I maybe set this to be 1,000. So now the gravity is weighted very heavily on our dyno. It's like, oh, it's being compressed by gravity quite a lot. Well, I kind of like this. Okay, maybe 1,000 is almost there. The 800. Uh, we want to make it such that you can really jump really, really high. Yeah, I think my dyno might be still a bit big. So yeah, this looks perfect. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, but maybe my dyno I want to make it smaller. Okay, press W, make it here. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look how this dyno is. Oh, look at that. Now this looks good already. This looks good. Okay, so you see now the score is updated pretty fast, and that's exactly what we want. This is a good sign of a good game, I guess. All right, so this is our score. Okay, and then we have now what we want to do is we want to spawn objects to kill the dinosaur. I mean, it would be fun if the dino just keeps running without any object. Right? You need this kind of cactus and stuff like that. So let's see what we can get to kill our dinosaur. If you want to suggest something, feel free to type in the chat. I'm open to any suggestions of any obstacles you want in this game. Okay, if not, I'm gonna stick as close as possible. So we have a cactus here. So this cactus, yeah, I mean this looks kind of good already, right? This save image as cactus. Okay. No. It's a JPEG right now. So I need to use Krita and remove away the. We need to remove away the white color background. The white color background won't do. We need to remove away the white color background. So Krita, here we go. Okay, I like Krita a lot. It's like the Mac should have a paint, really. Yeah, it sucks that Mac doesn't have a paint, but with Krita, look at that, done. I hope there's no copyright in this, but oh wait, there is. Look at that. Look at that. There's this logo here. Yeah, let's use another picture then. Yeah, let's use another picture. Let's not use this cactus. Yeah, I guess we can take this. This looks like it was meant to be used. I do like this as well. Yeah, maybe this one. Maybe this one. Yeah. This one is the Plants vs Zombie cactus. So we have a cactus here. Uh, I don't know what other obstacles will you like. I mean, if you just cactus, it's kind of. Let's have it. Okay, other than cactus, think of it. What does a dinosaur need? Okay, so other than cactus, maybe we do have. Yeah, I mean, let's stick to two first. Let's cactus and maybe a bird sprite. Yeah, a flying bird that will come and attack it. Um, yeah, I'm happy with this bird here. Okay, so let's remove away this cactus. Okay, so my in my Unity, let's okay, this will be under images. We have a cactus. Where's the other one? The bird. The bird is here. Let's drag in the. Okay, the bird should go under sprite sheet. Okay. Yeah, I think when I teach in the what do you call that in the class for the uh, it's not really a class, but yeah, more like lesson for the games development club. I think I won't cover how to do the bird. I don't think I have enough time. Yeah, but the bird is essentially the same as the dinosaur. Yeah, you have to use the animator and then do the animation for the bird. But we'll just go through both here. Yeah, this is actually a very simple game. Yeah, but it's quite amazing how Unity makes this game creation so fast. I mean, of course, I'm skipping the asset creation part because I'm just lazy to draw the dinosaur frame by frame. But if you have an artist and willing to do this kind of thing here, you can just essentially do this within an hour. This Dino Run game. All right, cactus. Here we go. Okay, it's a bit too big right now. One way is to scale this one. Another way is to scale it with the sprites. Here, sorry. Here your pixels per unit can be 200 or more. Yeah, in order to reduce the size. So we can put this like maybe 400. Yeah, I think this is good. 400 is good. So the cactus will be here. Okay, I mean, I haven't really created the logic for it to move from right to left yet, but the cactus will spawn over here. Okay, from a game object spawner, and then they'll instantiate, and then once it's instantiated, the object will move from right to left. Yeah, that's how the game goes. Like, will move from right to left. Okay, so let's just put the cactus somewhere here. I mean, doesn't matter where I put it. We just want to add in the components where we want to add in like a rigid body 2D, which is very, very important in this. Okay, so a rigid body 2D here, we can put it to be there. Okay, so kinematic is fine because my dino is dynamic, so it will react with the kinematic. But if let's say you do kinematic with kinematic collider, you need full kinematic contact. A kinematic, the good thing is there's no gravity that will be acting on it. Yeah, all I need to do is to just move this sideways like that. So yeah, I wonder if I can just add force and then it can just move all the way itself. Later we'll try. Okay, so we have this as kinematic that will move from right to left like that. Okay, so this will be my cactus. Okay, and for this cactus to work out, okay, what we need to do is we need to add in a collider 2D, box collider 2D, and I'm thinking, we give the player a bit of chance. We just make the collider like, oops, make the collider all the way inside. Yeah, give a bit of chance. Yeah, you graze the edge, you won't die. Yeah, so this is the cactus. No animation for the cactus. Okay, although it's possible to animate a cactus, you can make it enlarge and reduce in size, but I don't see a need to. Okay, so this will be the cactus, and then the cactus here. Um, okay, what we'll do is we'll make it move from right to left. Okay, so we have a script here. Let's call this script called. Okay, maybe we don't call it cactus. We just call it move left. Okay, so in move left, what we do is we just take the game object dot get component rigid body 2D. So we have a variable here. Okay, I don't think we need public for this one. I mean over here, so we can have rigid body 2D my rigid. Okay, so here we firstly take the rigid body component from the object itself. Okay, I mean I could also drag and drop into a public variable, but this is fine. We can get the component rigid body from the object. Okay, and then at the start we could just my rigid dot add force. Okay, vector 3 dot left times move speed. Okay, maybe we do have a move speed here. So over here is public int move speed. Yeah, that should do it. So let's add the move left to the cactus. Let's add it in here. Have I added in the move left? Yeah, it's added. So maybe the move speed can be maybe 300. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Oh, interesting. It didn't move. Okay, it might mean that I need to make it dynamic. Yeah, by dynamic there's friction. So okay, move game object unity. So I guess we have to do a transform dot position then. Yeah, yeah. I mean there are a few ways to do it. One way is to do like a move towards using transform dot position. Okay, or actually I'm kind of preferring just using the add force. Okay, and then we just make the angular drag 0. Hmm. Okay, maybe we just not have any gravity. Yeah, that looks good actually. That looks good. Yeah, so this speed will be toggled by the game manager after a while. Okay, so maybe when spawn that time we will need it to tell. So maybe this move speed is not controlled here, but it's controlled by the game manager. So at the start component, okay, uh, find object of type game manager, okay, dot get speed. So perhaps we could just put this here, um, here. So this will add in the speed based on this. So we need something here called get speed. Okay, public. Okay, int get speed. Okay, return speed. That's all. So we need another variable here called my speed. Okay, so yeah, or actually the speed could be based on the score. We can just return score divided by, okay, mathf dot floor, okay, score divided by 100. So maybe the initial speed is like 300, and then every 1000 points, every 100 points it increase the speed by one. The speed increases gradually like that. We could do something like this. I think this would work. Yeah, so let's see. Cannot convert type float to int. Maybe like that. Yeah. Oh, maybe math.floor is a float. Oh, it is a float. Interesting. All right, then we'll just pass it as in then. Okay, so this should do the trick. Okay, good. So we need a way for the dino to die. So uh, on the dino itself, okay, I do need a dino script so that the moment the dino has a collider, so let's have a script called dino, and then just put this on the dino itself. So the dino, what the script dino would do is basically to, so over here when we'll only do one thing actually. So maybe at the start, actually we don't need to do all this. Okay, we just need to do this on collision enter 2D. So yeah, let's just do the on collision enter 2D method in Unity. So over here, void on collision enter 2D collide collision 2D here. So this happens when you collide with another collider. So void on collision enter 2D. Okay. Okay, over here we should check for the other collider because sometimes maybe we'll collide the ground also. So if collider, okay, dot tag, okay, over here not equals to ground, okay, then find object of type game manager. Okay, what we do over here, find object of type game manager. Okay, we will then ask the game manager to load game over. That's all. That's all we need to do. So load the game over scene when we collide with something other than the ground. Okay, ground we will always collide because this is the ground. Okay, so over here, does not contain a definition for tag. Okay, so game object dot tag. This solve the problem. Game manager does not contain load game over, so we need to create this method load game over, public void load game over. Okay, I mean we could just say you died or something like that, or what we could do is we could just scene manager dot, okay, scene manager not load next scene. We can straight away just load the scene itself to just load the scene game. Okay, and not only that, if score is greater than high score, okay, then high score equals to score. Okay, and we will save our high score in player prefs. So player prefs dot set in, what do we call this? High score will be high score. So that's what we will do. We'll save the high score if it's greater. If the score is greater than high score, Dino looks like it wants to sleep. I don't know. I mean, this is the only free sprite sheet I have. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So let's continue with this. I mean, if you have any idea what other things that you want for the enemies, you can let me know. But as of now, it'll just be the cactus and the bird. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking of doing. Okay. So for this score greater than high score equals to score, and then we this basically saves this in the player preps. Eventually, over here, okay, uh, we could also have a global high score, like what we did for the snake game. Okay, but that could be later on. But here, right now, we just have yeah, right now we just have a high score here. Yep. And over here, let's see, score greater than high score. We will. Okay, this looks good. Okay, actually, even here, this load next scene we could do in a coroutine so that we don't we just call it reload, so that we don't like load instantly. We give some time. So I enumerator reload here scene manager load next scene game. Yeah, that's all we need to do. Okay, so load scene, I think, not reload. Not all paths contain a value. You return new. Wait for seconds. Maybe we give it 3 seconds. Yeah, let's see. Very good. Now we want the ground to be a tag. We want to tag it ground. Okay, this will basically make it easy for us to. Oh, we didn't add the tag. Okay, so save. Okay, so in ground, we just tag this ground so that we know that this. Okay, so now it's good. We just need an object spawner to spawn the cactus. Okay, so let's see what happens if we hit the cactus right now. Ow. Okay, it should reload because it hit the cactus. Okay, add a scene. Okay, the scene game wasn't there. Okay, it's because our scene is called sample scene. So let's just rename it to game. Okay, so now it should reload the moment. Yeah. So one thing I like to do is I like to stop the time straight away when you collide. You don't want things to move anymore. So we need to do time. Okay, time scale unity. Let's just make the time stop. Time scale equals 0. We just make it stop straight away. So over here we could over here over here we will call it wait for a second real time, because if we wait for seconds, right, it will never load, because if the time scale is 0, the wait for seconds, if you run it, okay, it will not work if we do this. So we should do wait for seconds real time, like this. Okay, let's see what happens now when we do this. So we have this. Okay, so when we die straight away, it's like that. Okay, one thing that is a bug, okay, is that the score is still running, okay, when when I die. So we have to make sure that we don't load the score. So Bill is dead is false. Okay, so at the start, is dead equals false. Okay, whenever we die, is dead will be true. Okay, if not is dead. Okay, if still alive, then we update this score here. If dead, we don't bother updating this. So if still alive, we update this score. And over here, okay, time scale is 0. So when we start here, time scale equals 1. Yeah. Okay, so time scale is 0 here. Freeze everything. Okay. Wait for seconds real time 3, then reload the game. Okay. And then if we don't freeze the game, okay, time scale is 1. Okay, this is unfreeze the game. Alright, so time scale is 1 over here. Time scale is 0 here. And we reload the scene again. Okay, let's try it out. Oh, okay, my score is still updating, so I have to fix that. Okay, so how do I fix this? So um, when we do a reload, okay, okay, maybe the first thing we'll do, okay, maybe here in the load game over, first thing we'll do here is to freeze the score first. So state equals true. So this will freeze the score, and then when we freeze the score, it doesn't what do you call that? Score doesn't move anymore. Oh, okay, it died. Okay, then great. So now I exceed my high score. Okay, but I cannot die, so it doesn't save. Okay, so all this is done already. Okay, in the cactus or in the move left.cs, okay, we also want to do something called destroy the game object. So, okay, why do we need to destroy? Okay, it's because once the object moves from right to left, if you don't have any to destroy, the object will just keep moving for infinity. Yeah, it will just keep moving and moving. So we will want something like this on collision enter 2D. When it collides with something, okay, when it collides with something, we want it to like destroy itself. So okay, we got if the game is not ground, okay, because then game destroy game object. Yeah, basically that's it. So at the side here, we will need something called a mega collider. I mean, I call it mega collider, but actually what we need is just need this to be, I don't know, let's just use an input field. Or then there's one. We are not going to show this. This is purely just to capture all the stuff that collide over here. Yeah. So we call this a collider, remover collider. So we have a remover collider here. Okay. And then whenever anything collides here, we want to remove it. So we have a rigid body 2D. Here it will be static because we don't want any gravity to add on it. Okay, we add in a box collider 2D to this thing. Okay. And then yeah, actually I could just make it a trigger, I realize. Yeah, but now okay, let's just run this. You realize that okay, that wasn't very obvious, but you realize that oh okay, this is bad. I only want it to, to be removed if we only collide with the remover. So let's try this again. Oh, I cannot jump here. Okay, but basically the idea is that the moment it touches this thing, okay, it should destroy itself. So if our game object dot tag equals to, let's just name it remover. Okay, and then we proceed to give our remover collider a game tag of remover. Okay, and this, yeah. So we gave this game object a game tag of remover. So I guess this took a bit too long. I guess I wouldn't even be covering animations in the games development club. Probably that will be a separate session. Yeah, I think just using the object moving, the rigid body moving, and all this will take enough time already. Okay, so let's see. Jump. Okay, you can see that the cactus once reached here, it should destroy itself. Okay, but it didn't destroy itself, and let's figure out why. So Oh, I didn't tag as remover. Okay, so if I tag it as remover, you will see that it will destroy itself after it reaches that jump. See, it destroyed itself. So now what we need to do is we just need to duplicate the cactus, a few more cactus. Yeah. So yeah, we could do something like that. Maybe space it out a bit more uniformly. Okay, we will eventually want to use object spawner in order to spawn the cactus because this way of spawning is not exactly the best. Okay, so you see, I died. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. Let's make the cactus a little further, shall we? Let's just remove this cactus. Yeah, so I should space out the cactus in such a way that I like the animation. Yeah, look at that. We should space out the cactus so that the cactus doesn't like appear too often. Yeah. Okay, so now we have this cactus here. Okay, I have about 5 minutes left. Let's just do a quick cactus spawner. So cactus will firstly be a prefab. Okay. So for the cactus spawner, okay, it's very very simple. Okay, let's just put it here. Okay, let's add a sprite renderer. Let's put maybe here. UI sprite. It is just to show that the cactus spawn is here. That's all. Okay, and then I will need a cactus spawner script, okay, which is not that tough. Okay, what we do here in this script called cactus spawner. Okay, I mean it could just be enemy spawner actually. So over here we have a public variables. Okay, so mean seconds. Okay, public float mean seconds equals to 3. Public float max seconds. Okay, so maybe it mean seconds is 1, max seconds is 2. So that will be like the difference in time before a cactus is spawning. All right. So when we do a start, okay, uh, let's just do a random dot range mean seconds max seconds. Oops. Okay, so this one will be private variable. So in my private variable, we have this thing called float wait uh, next. Okay, spawn time. Okay, so when we first start, we just make the spawn time equals to this. Okay, then maybe we have another float called current time. So what we do is current time will be 0. Okay, spawn time will be random dot range this one. Okay, so every time we update this current time plus equals time dot delta time. Yeah, what time dot delta time does is really just to increment it by a certain delta. All right, so that okay, and then if current time is greater than spawn time, then what we do is we'll spawn the prefab. Okay, so over here I do need to have something called a public game object cactus. Yeah, so we will instantiate the cactus prefab. Okay, so let's see, instantiate game object in Unity. So in our cactus prefab, okay, what we'll do is we will instantiate this prefab at a certain position. So yeah, in fact, we could even instantiate it at a certain parent position. So like transform dot position, transform dot rotation. Instantiate. Oops. instantiate transform parent. We could just do that. The transform parent could be the spawner itself. So we could instantiate cactus at this parent position. Yeah, like that. Okay, and then we'll update our spawn time again. So regardless of the speed of the cactus, the spawn interval will be the same. Okay, because we don't want to make it impossible to win, you see. Yeah. So let's see, it's done like that. Okay, we instantiate the cactus at this transform position and then we update the spawn time again. Okay, so and current time will be equals to 0. Okay, let's just print the current time here because I have a feeling that this will be very fast. I just want to see what is the current time here. Okay, I forgot to put the cactus spawner script inside cactus spawner. Let's just do that. The cactus game object here. Okay, let's see. Jump. The game object is destroyed. Okay, so this means that I cannot put this in this cactus spawner. Okay, I have to use the prefab object instead. Okay, so let's just make this cactus spawner prefab as well. So in the cactus spawner, okay, in the cactus spawner itself, I'll have to drag my cactus here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now it appears that the cactus is being spawned below. Okay, so wait, the update for time dot delta time is okay. It's just now the cactus is not exactly in the right position. So let's see how to make this right. So in the cactus spawner, my y is okay. So I will want to make my y at 0, I guess. Oops. Okay, let's see where is it spawning. Oh, it spawns like slightly off. Okay, so let's spawn it at maybe 0.1. This won't do, right? It cannot hit the ground and fly up. Okay, 0.1 is fine, but it looks like it's hovering a bit, so maybe 0.02. It's like floating up. Okay, so 0.03 then. I don't want it to touch the ground, but it should travel from right to left. Okay, maybe 0.05. Looks like it's like flying to attack you. All right, looks like 0.1 is the way to go. Does look like it's a bit floating. The one way to mitigate this is for the uh, cactus itself. Okay, let's just put it as 0. Okay, one way to mitigate this is for we can rectify this because the collider is like all the way at the bottom. We could just okay, one way is to ignore collisions with the ground. Okay, we could make this a trigger type collider. Okay, that's one way to do it. Another way is just to not just change the collider so that the collider doesn't collide the ground. There we go. Yeah, I think this is it already. And yeah, that's it for a very simple game where you just avoid the cactus. I mean, later on we could do like the day and night transitions and stuff like that. But yeah, I think one and two seems a little fast. So maybe between one and three, so there's a bit of randomness in the sense of when to jump. So you will see that if we were to play this, okay, at first it starts out slow, okay, and then eventually once the score is increased, you can see that the speed of the cactus gets faster and faster and faster. I don't know if you notice it, but yeah, the speed is definitely increased already. Yeah, do you see that? But it's still spawning every 1 to 3 seconds. It's just that the spawn speed has increased so fast. You need to react much faster. You need to react like at the beginning in order to avoid the cactus. And yeah, that's exactly the effect we want to achieve. So next up, we will have the next episode of this will create the transition for the bird. Okay, so you see, I can like double jump, triple jump, quarter jump. I don't know. Yeah, so that needs to be fixed also. We only want it to jump when it touches the ground. Then you can jump. If not, you can the player can cheat by yeah. So look at that. Look at that speed of the cactus. Whoa! I'm not sure whether I want the speed to increase so fast. It becomes a little unplayable actually. Okay, yeah. So that's it for the simple Dino Run game, and yep. See you all next time. Thanks for watching.